Now, I normally don't really get into fan-made films that much, and I never really intended to review one. It's just that usually not a lot of effort is put into them. But in this case, it's definitely an exception. And it's definitely one of the best fan films on the internet. And the title just so happens to be MegaMan. The creator of this film, Eddie LeBron, didn't let the term fan film get in the way of him making a great movie. And while I don't think it will be just as good in theaters, as a fan film it definitely stands out above the rest. The story, oddly enough, follows that of the very first Mega Man game. Shocking, I know. Dr. Light and Dr. Wily start out as partners as they invent 6 robot masters: Cut, Elect, Fire, Ice, Bomb, and Gutsman. Dr. Light also created 2 other robots who he programmed to be as human as possible, one of them being named Roll and the other one being the hero that we all know and love, Rock. And it's not until later in the movie when he gets the title of Mega Man. However, due to Dr. Light getting most of the credit for creating these robots, Dr. Wily eventually turns against him and takes control of all 6 of the robot masters, as he plans to first take over the city and then the entire world. And no, I'm not going to make that joke. Anyway, figuring this out, Rock, wanting his life to mean something, volunteers to defeat each of the robot masters using a battlesuit that Dr. Light created. It's at this point when he's given the name Mega Man. And so begins Mega Man's quest to defeat the 6 robot masters, put Dr. Wily in his place, and save the world. Only to realize that he'd have to do the exact same thing 9 more times. The performances in this movie hold up pretty accurately, even though some of them tend to, well, overact. Especially the guy who plays Dr. Wily, who acts like a villain before he even announces himself as the villain. With the German accent und everything. Another interesting bit about the acting was the actress who played Roll, who acts very, very Japanese, which in this case isn't really a bad thing. And then there's the main actor who plays Mega Man, who manages to pull off his character without a flaw. The robot masters also acted exactly how I thought they would. Arrogant and overconfident. So for a fan film, the acting holds up. Then there's the special effects, and in terms of fan films, I usually don't have very high expectations for special effects. But I was surprised to see that the special effects were actually pretty decent. I mean, the CG may not be Pixar quality, but for what it is, and what I thought it would be, it more than works. Unfortunately, there are some downsides to the movie, as there are in every other movie. And that comes from the somewhat slow pacing. I mean, don't get me wrong, during the action scenes the movie isn't boring in the slightest. Unfortunately, it just feels like it takes too long to get to these action scenes, in between the scenes of people talking. I mean, we already know what's going to happen, so what's the point of explaining it to us? I mean, the dialogue holds up, but sometimes it feels like there's just too much of it. However, there are some mildly humorous parts of the movie that you might get a laugh or two out of, so it's not all bad. But despite that complaint, the movie was such a nice surprise. It's obvious that a lot of time and a lot of effort went into this, and it definitely deserves to be noticed. More fan films definitely need to be made like this. And since it's free, that makes it even better. I put the link to the movie in the description, and if I were you, I would definitely check it out for myself. And I'm also looking forward to Eddie LeBron's Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I give the Mega Man fan film 4 out of 5 stars.